Hello everybody and welcome back to Wild Horse Island. So today we're going to do the other poll that I was talking about in my last video. We're going to just discuss it and show you guys what was most picked and the ones that I picked and just discuss it. So let's start. It's the general future update and it says voting was closed on March 8th, so that was a couple weeks ago. And now we can see all the results. So number one was, how interested are you in riding clubs being added to the game? Okay, so 47,000 people apparently were really interested in that. Not sure why. I put somewhat against because, I don't know, sometimes the club thing can get a little out of hand. And I don't really care if this game has riding clubs in it because what's the point? I mean, maybe if there was a reward type system added to it, like, oh, if you're in a riding club and you do certain things with your riding club members, you get stuff. That would be cool, I guess. But I've just noticed in the past, depending on what game you're playing, obviously people kind of treat it like a gang, and they'll be like, "Oh, my club's better," or like, "You can only add 10 people to your club." Oh no, like stuff like that. They probably won't make it such a low limit. It'll probably be like 30, but you never know. So I was just overall against it. I didn't really care. A lot of people said neutral, which makes sense, but a lot of people agreed as well. Okay, so this one, how interested are you in more training activities being added to the game? So I put neutral. 20,000 people agreed with me on the neutral, which makes sense. But again, 62,000 people were very interested. I think that's insane to me because right now, with how the training aspect is in the game, it's so boring and tedious. It makes me want to die. Like, literally, I hate training my horses because of how tedious and boring and repetitive it is. It's not the kind of grinding I want to do. It drives me nuts. It's worse than Pokemon grinding when you have to get your Pokemon from level 20 to level 50. I'd much rather do that any other day. So this to me is very interesting that so many people were said yes to it because I feel like the game wouldn't change anything. Like the devs wouldn't actually make it more fun or entertaining. They would just add more training activities, which to me just means instead of running in a circle, maybe you'd run in a square, Like I don't know, we'll see. That's why I put neutral. Like, we'll see how good it is if they add something. I don't have much hope for it. I don't know. Okay, this one is, how interested are you in more horse skills, personalities, and behaviors being added? So this actually makes sense that 87,000 people voted for this one, saying very interested, because that's what we're all about in horse games. Everybody always wants that connection with your horse. You want to be able to do more with your horse and have it be a little more realistic because not everyone can own horses in real life, so we want the closest possible thing in a game. And that's really what it is at the end of the day. Like, even for me, I want horses in the future, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I play the games, and that's why I really want more horse skills and personalities added, because I think that's a really interesting part in this game and I love it. It's a good mechanic in the game. So that makes sense that so many people put that. I'm surprised that people even said neutral, honestly. I'm surprised we even had 2,000 and 1,000 in the very against and the somewhat against. Like, what are you guys, dead inside? Do you not care if your horses have feelings? Like, what is that? That's basically almost 4,000 people that said they don't want it. It's so weird. Even these people were like, could care less. So that's crazy. All right, how interested are you in more islands and map updates being added to the game? Again, this makes sense. Almost 80, basically 80,000 people voted very interested. And again, I'm really surprised that there were 6,000 people that said against and very against. Like, what the heck? Do you guys not want more things to do in the game or more places to explore? I think the only reason they said no was maybe so that the devs could focus on other things in the game, like the islands that we already have, which is super fine. But I just don't think the devs are going to do much with the islands we already have. So yeah, I obviously want more islands and map updates, like, yes, please. So that makes sense that so many people also agreed with me. Okay, this one seems like it's going to be interesting. How interested are you in fantasy animals, unicorns, Pegasus, etc., being added to the game? Now, it seems like everyone was really into this. Almost 58, well, not necessarily, but basically, 57,000 people said very interested. Now, this makes sense because, like I said, Star Stable is a trash game right now, very expensive. Nobody, most of the time, can even get magical horses. And even if they were to get magical horses, they're not really like fantasy. They're just different skins on a horse that's already in the game, you know? Like, if you guys play Star Stable, you know that they just take horse models that are already in the game and just put a different coat on it and be like, boom, yep, it's magical now. Not really. They only just recently added, I think, 2 unicorns. I don't, oh yeah, they do have the winter unicorn. Okay, so there's 3 unicorns in the game, and that's it. I'm pretty sure. You know, they got the winter unicorn and a couple others, and that's the only technical like fantasy horses they have. The other ones are just called magical horses, and they just have different coats to them. So it makes sense that people want this in a game, and I definitely do myself because, like I said, I in my last video, if you guys watched it, I said I miss Bellicera. We do not have Bellicera anymore, sadly, and that was the only real magical horse game we had, like fantasy horse game that gave us Pegasus, unicorns, the mermaid horses. I can't really remember the name for those. You know, all sorts of really nice fantasy horses for us to just enjoy and take care of. And I loved that. That was my favorite game, like favorite horse game. Loved it. I had the DS game for it. It was so fun. I really do miss that game. I wish it would come back. I would play that all the time still. So how interested am I? I put neutral only because for this game specifically, I'm not sure how this game would do with it. I am worried about it because I just don't have much faith in this dev team. That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. It's almost like Star Stable. I just don't have faith in the dev team to make a good game when it comes to adding fantasy animals and unicorns and whatnot. Um, the models in this game obviously need some work. They're generally pretty good, but not always. I mean, if you guys look at the new Icelandic horse, it is a terrible design. They really trashed the model. Even the coats for it look awful generally. Like, they just don't look good. The shading is terrible on it. And then with the new Marwari, it's like, it's all right, but it really just looks like a general horse with different pointy ears, like whoop-de-doo, you know? I don't know. It's an all right model, but I don't care for it much. I'm not going to run around with it. And even the new Clydesdale model, I don't like the new Clydesdale model much. There's something about it I just don't like in the face and some of the coats. And then, I mean, Frisian is overall good, but I don't know. It's a very stiff game. You guys know the hair doesn't move. It only like moves as one big piece. It doesn't actually like have more movement to it. And the models need work still. A lot of the models need work. So at the end of the day, I don't know. That's why I put neutral. Like, I could care less if they add it or not because I just don't know how good it's gonna be. But it does make sense that so many people put very interested. That's fine. I'm interested. I don't know, you know? That's where I'm at. I don't know. So how interested are you in more quest, storyline, and lore being added to the game? Now, this pertains to the other poll they added because they went more in depth with it. But again, I put neutral because if you guys watched my last video, I already explained all this. It just really depends, again, on the dev team. Are they going to make a good story? Are they going to be able to make good quests? I really don't know. I just don't have faith. So I really hope they can. I hope they pull through and make a good story and make some good cutscenes for us and add all that fun stuff, but we'll see. So I put neutral because the game is fine as it is now, but we do need more things to do. We really do need something else to work for. We need new horse models that are actually good. We need like the magical horse thing maybe, if they can pull that off. Just something. Like, I would love a Pegasus, but I don't know if they'd be able to make that very well in this. So how interested are you in new horse breeds being added to the game? Obviously very interested. Um, that's a given for everybody. I'm surprised we even had people down here saying very against. Maybe that's because they know the dev team is bad at what they do and they don't make the best horse models. But that's all we have in the game right now is, you know, breeding. All we can do is catch horses, breed horses, catch more horses, breed more horses, hunt for island unique hares, and then sell them or trade them. You know, there like isn't much else to do in the game, so obviously we're gonna want more breeds, and yeah, definitely more horse breeds. They did good with the Marwari. I can't tell if my fridge is tripping out, because these headphones are really good at blocking sound. But that was really loud, and it happened multiple times. I tried to ignore it a minute ago. I think it's just my fridge tripping out because my fridge is old and it makes a lot of like almost like tapping noises, but it sounds like knocking. And it's like I think it's my fridge. I don't know. I do believe I'm haunted though. Okay, so moving on. Yep. Okay, how interested are you in donkeys and mules being added to the game? Now again, this is basically the same thing as this. Or, you know, I mean, obviously it's not a horse because it's a different type of species, you know, in the same gene line, which is donkeys and mules. But again, I put somewhat interested because yeah, that would be cute, but could live without. It's fine. I don't know. Like, I like it. It's a good idea, but I don't trust the models. I don't know how they do with that. I don't know. Because a mule, to me, I feel like they would just butcher the design. Maybe they could make a cute donkey, but I don't know about the mule, to be honest. I really think they just need to focus on new hairstyles, new hair colors. Um, I don't know, new horse breeds, just general stuff for what we already have. I really do think they just need to work on horse styles. I need more horse braids, I need more horse hair options, honestly. But I'll take it. That makes sense that a lot of people put somewhat interested and very interested because maybe they feel the same. And there are a lot of people that say neutral because maybe they also agree with me, like the models are probably going to not be very good. How interested are you in new horse accessories and tack being added? Obviously, very interested. I even said it in my last video that we need more items to work for that aren't just constantly event items, like you can only get them during events. I just need more items in general throughout the game. I think the game really needs extra stuff for us to acquire, and that would give me something else to work for and do besides just breeding horses all day. I could maybe go do quests to get cool items or limited horses that you can only get through quests, things like that. So obviously very interested. So is everybody else. 87,000 people were like, yes, please. Even 16,000 were like, yeah, sure, somewhat interested. Even almost 10,000 on the neutral. They could go for it, but they could care less. That's fine. I'll take it. How interested are you in new social activity competition races being added to the game? So again, this is just like the last video when they went more in depth on the whole adding new training things to do. So I definitely do want more activities, maybe more competitions. If we could do like show competitions, I think people would absolutely love that. And that's why I put somewhat interested, because it just depends on what activities they add. But if there was like a fashion show or like a dressage, oh my god, I can never say that out loud, but if there was more show competitions in this, I think people would absolutely love it because I'm all about looking aesthetically pleasing and looking cute on my horse and making my horse all blinged out. That's a big thing in this game, I think, for a lot of people. So it makes sense that there were almost 50,000 that said very interested and almost 30,000 that said somewhat interested. Even the neutral was 30,000 because some people could go for it, some could care less, probably. And I feel that because I don't really care if there's more races. The races in this are so boring and blah. Like, I don't ever do races. So I just think more activities and competitions would be cool. What type of update should be focused on adding to the game first? So I put new horse breeds and coats, which they did just give us. I'm very happy with the new coats we got. I actually really like the Marwari coats. I like the dapple gray. I like the blood red bay or whatever. I do actually like their shoot, what was it called? It's that Palomino Overo one or whatever. It's the tan coat that's hard to get. That one's really pretty. I think it needs a little more sheen to it, but it's pretty. And then even their regular coat, the red dun, I think it is, very pretty. I like that one a lot. So generally, like, all their coats are just really nice. And that gave me a whole new array of things to do in this because, again, all we can do in this game is breed. So I've been trying to get every single coat from the Marwari that I enjoy on the Percherons and the Frisians and the Fjords because I really like that. I think they'd be adorable. And I did already get one on the Percheron. If you guys see in my last video, I had a Bloody Bay Percheron. Very pretty. So I'm glad that they're focusing on that, but I'm also wanting more. So I do hope they focus more on the personality stuff and the tack and the new activities. I just need more to do. But I did enjoy the new breed and the coats because that's all we got right now in the game, so I'll take it. I just want more because like that Icelandic update was terrible. It's like we didn't even get a new horse. I barely touch it. I could care less for the Icelandic. The model sucks and the coats suck. So that's why I probably picked new horse breeds and coats because I needed them to do better. And they did finally step it up and make a better model and make better coats. Even the coats look very nice with like the shading and the shine on them. So good job on that game. I'll give you that. And that is the end for this poll. Only 11 questions just to get a general sense on everything. That's probably why they did more on this one because there was, what, like 30 questions? Yeah, 35 questions. Like, I was there all day answering that stuff. So it's really cool that we can see here what other people are interested in compared to what I picked. It makes sense, though, either way. I'm just more realistic with things because I know that we can't always trust the dev teams to make good stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm just hoping they pull through and really give us some good stuff and some good quality of life to the game and give us some more fun activities. I think that'd be great. I'm really excited to see the future of this game, but they have a lot of work to do professionally still and update wise, like graphic wise in the game, because these models they need help. You know what I mean? Even the game itself needs a little bit of help graphic wise. It's just not the worst. It depends on what you're looking at. Like the ground obviously looks pretty good, but these models, I don't even think I have an Icelandic to show you guys. That's how much I don't like them. I mean, yeah, they're cute, but the model's just bad. You know, it's like a Mustang. Nobody wants a Mustang. They're just bad. I think I have like one Mustang, and it's this one. No, that's a quarter horse. Okay, you know, quarter horses again aren't even that good. Paint horse. They all generally look the same. If you go back to the old models, like the paint horse, the quarter horse, they just look the same. And the Mustang just looks like the Icelandic. I don't know what happened there, you know? Um, so I hope they can work on that in the future. And I actually do like the Fjord slash Fjord model because they're just generally cute looking with their simplistic look. But they obviously do need an update, and I hope they can get a really nice model update. But I don't know. So far, I'm okay with it though. They actually have a cute version 1, and so do the Clydesdales. I mean, I just don't like the new Clydesdale model. Look at this. And then look at that. It's just way cuter. Something about the plush look, I think, is why I like it. Like the soft plush look to them. I don't know. But we're going to end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed discussing the poll with me and discussing, you know, again, future parts to the game that we're hopefully going to get. They already pulled through with the model. Thank God they gave us some good skins and a good model. I'm really hoping they can keep that up. We'll see. You know, that was only one. The Icelandic horse was a flop. So hopefully they can maybe fix that in the future. I don't know if they'll ever go back to it. They probably won't because they're just working on other things at this point. But it'd be nice if they went back and fixed the Icelandic model and maybe fixed some coats that were with it. That would be awesome because I would use it. But right now, the only short horse we have is the Fjord. So I think the next horse they need to add is definitely another pony-esque horse. Maybe like one of those horses that are like half miniature pony but half regular horse, kind of in between, so they still look good and they're not super stubby. I don't know. It'd be nice. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.